My next guest is with the Magnetic Hills Zoo, who always has awesome stuff going on each and every summer, and this summer is no exception. So we'll talk with Cathy Simon and figure out exactly what's going on this summer for the kids and all of us to go check out at the Magnetic Hills Zoo. Cathy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Always love having you guys on the show, and always love talking about Magnetic Hills Zoo because there's always awesome stuff going on.
Yeah, so this year we are excited to say that our theme is Year of the Wolf, and that is because we are currently renovating and expanding the wolf exhibit. So our two wolves that we've had at the zoo for several years, they've had about 500 square meters, I think is the existing exhibit, and it's going to be 3 times bigger when it's all done. And it should be all ready for people to come and enjoy and appreciate right at the beginning of the summer, which is perfect timing during our busiest season. And so with Year of the Wolf, we hope people come and enjoy the exhibit, but also we want them to learn why wolves are having a hard time. They're not endangered, but they're headed in that direction, and so we want to raise awareness about climate change and how that affects wolves in the wild, and then also raise some funds so that we can support some conservation programs right here in Canada.
Yeah, excellent work. So how do you come to the idea of coming up with a theme, something like that could be near and dear to a lot of people? How do you come up with that theme?
Well, it's kind of a combination of things. With the new exhibit, we knew that was, we did Year of the Penguin last year, which was very successful. People loved it. They learned about penguins. We raised a lot of funds for penguin research, but the confusing part was that we don't have penguins. So this year doing wolves was...
we have wolves.
We have wolves. We've had for a long time, and the wolves really needed an upgrade. And they are extremely popular with the visitors and have been for a long time. And so it was just an easy decision to make. There was a need, and we are so grateful to the Friends of the Zoo, which is the volunteer organization that supports us financially, and they were willing to back up this project, and they have funded almost the entire cost of the renovation and expansion. And so, wolves are a Canadian animal, so it's great to promote an animal that's close to home as well. So that's how we landed on Year of the Wolf.
That's a very relatable animal, because sometimes, as you mentioned, penguins, I mean, penguins certainly aren't native here.
That's
right. You get some animals that come in, they're certainly not native here, but wolves, everyone can relate to wolves. A lot of people have seen wolves, just out and about, so it's a huge credit to, then we can talk more about wolves and talk more about in our community as well.
Exactly,
yeah. For sure. So with that in Year of the Wolf, I mean, not only is that going on, but we've got plenty more that's going on as well. Funzula is coming up very soon.
Exactly.
So let's talk about that.
Well, Funzula is a fundraiser, so that is put on by the Friends of the Zoo. So they just provided us a large chunk of money to pay for that new wolf exhibit, so they're already starting in on their fundraising for whatever's coming next year. And so Funzula, if the weather is good, will be on June the 8th. If not, the rain date is on June the 15th. And so the zoo's open all day, but from 11 till 3, there will be inflatable bouncy castles for the kids, games, that sort of thing, in addition to a scavenger hunt. And for everybody that completes the scavenger hunt and passes it in, their name goes in a draw to win one of 3 prize packages. And all of 3 of the prize packages are items that will help the winners to live a more green lifestyle, so zero waste items, that sort of thing.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, and then all the funds that we generate from that day, like I said, will go towards the next habitat improvement project.
So definitely keep your eyes out for that. And as you mentioned, that's coming up June the 8th, potentially June the 15th. Hopefully the weather holds up.
Exactly.
Hopefully the weather holds up. We've been saying that for 2 months now.
Exactly.
But hopefully it happens. So you said scavenger hunt. We don't want to blow the whole thing on here, but what kind of things might we be looking at in terms of the scavenger hunt?
Well, there's a combination of questions to fill out, and the answers are found on the animal enclosure information sign. So you're gonna learn about the animals as you're going around and completing it. But also some of the questions can only be answered by talking to some volunteers. So also, so the customers are going to learn not only about the animal species in our collection, but also talk to the volunteers and learn about the Friends of the Zoo and who they are. We also have a special guest of Parks Canada on site that day, and so you've got to go and talk to them too to be able to finish the scavenger hunt. So, and there's a spot for the young kids to draw a picture and that sort of thing, because we want to appeal to families of all ages.
No, 100%. So there's an educational component to the scavenger hunt as well. It's not just run around and do a thing and win a prize.
Right.
There's a whole lot more of the educational part to it. And you are part of the educational part with this as your title of Visitor and Education Program Coordinator. That is right.
You got it.
That is right. Yes.
Yes, you got it.
I got it. Summer camps. We'll talk about education because we may as well flip to that. Summer camps are coming up as well. Registration is available.
That's right. So our busiest season, like on Monday, I'll have the rest of my staff here. There's a team of 15 of us that run the summer camp program. So by the end of the summer, we'll have between 600 and 700 kids come through our program. So it's a regular day camp for kids that are 5 to 13. They, of course, are going to learn about animals. That's the key message, but at the same time there is loads and loads and loads of fun. So there's silly skits and there's variety shows and seeing the animals and making crafts and playing games, and it's a really great balance of fun and learning. And so the registration has been open for a couple of months. We do still have spots. We're just about 70% full, so parents can go on our Facebook page, which links them to our website, and they can go and register. Now there's another little branch to our summer camp as well for teenagers, so the kids that are 14 to 17 can attend Keeper Camp, and it's almost all summer long as well. And that camp is a little unique. It's where they get to learn how to be zookeepers. So they get to help with the care of some of the animals. They get to go behind the scenes, meet the zookeepers, help them, and so on, which is a really neat experience. And so again, just like registering for the younger camp, Keeper Camp is an option as well.
And like every year, those registrations fill up so fast. So.
Well, we did expand a couple of years ago, so that's given us a little more room, but absolutely they're popular. So the sooner you get on the site and book your spot, the better. Yeah, there still is room, and we offer programs in English and French, and the oldest age group, the Keeper Camp program, is bilingual. So.
All right, so take a look for that. That is on Facebook, so find Magnetic Hill Zoo on Facebook is the place to go there, and that will link you to the website you need to get to. Speaking of behind the scenes, Breakfast with Tigers, which sounds interestingly terrifying, but that is another thing that's coming up this summer as well, so let's talk about that.
This is brand new, so we just announced it last week, and so it is a new behind-the-scenes program, Breakfast with Tigers, so customers can book their spot online. There is a fee involved, and we have a couple dates in July and several dates in September and October, and for those that sign up, they, of course, are going to get breakfast right off the bat. So we'll feed them, and while they're enjoying their delicious breakfast, there will be one of my educators that is going to give a presentation on tigers. Where are they from? Are they endangered? How big are they? What do they weigh? All that kind of information. Why are they endangered? And then how they can help. Because sometimes it's hard when you live in Moncton and you feel like one little person. How can you help a tiger species on the other side of the world? Well, we're going to help make that connection for them. And then afterwards, we take them down to the tiger exhibit, and they get to go behind the scenes in an area where normally only zookeepers are allowed. They'll meet both of the tigers up close. They'll learn how we do training, and especially how we care for these amazing creatures, and they can ask the keepers questions and have a lot of just a couple of customers and one keeper, so there's a lot of one-on-one time, and the tigers are right there, and they are big, and it's amazing, and we're really excited about it. We did a test run just a couple of weeks ago, and it went fabulously well with some friends and family, and so we're so excited to do this to the customers. We opened the registration a week ago, and it's already 40% full. So again, people can go on the website to get to the link and book that. So there's dates in July and in the fall.
We've got about a minute and a half, but you mentioned in terms of tigers, and tigers have always been very popular with Magnetic Hill Zoo.
That's right.
Is some of this in the spirit of Tomar the Tiger, and those who have been there before, to have Breakfast with Tigers? Was that a reason for the tiger specifically?
Absolutely. Like if you go to the tiger exhibit, at the lower portion there's a whole memorial to Tomar. So he was a tiger that lived at our zoo for almost 20 years. He grew up with the community, and so in the spirit of his life and his impact on the community, that's where the new exhibit came from. just adding Breakfast with the Tigers is another extension, an opportunity for people to learn more about this wonderful species, how we care for them, and then how they can help them.
No, 100% for sure. So Magnetic Hill Zoo, obviously great things going on all summer long. Cathy, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Good luck all summer long.
Thank you.